Hello to all Cinemaster lovers. Hope you enjoy watching. Let's get started. The film begins in the North Pacific Ocean with a group of explorers led by their leader, Sophia. They're in the Pacific Ocean because they're searching for a rare species of female shark named Lilith. Suddenly, they receive a notification on the map that the shark they are looking for is in a location close to them. Quickly, they send a group of divers into the ocean, including Chris, Sophia's partner. But they are surprised to find a small dead whale in front of them, and they're very puzzled, not understanding the cause of its death. Chris approaches the whale and finds shark bite marks on its body. Suddenly, a shark appears in front of Chris, but fortunately, it's not aggressive. Out of nowhere, a large group of female sharks shows up, and they're all unusually large for their age. Lilith appears before them, and they're all shocked because her size has grown massively since the last time they saw her. Sophia asks Chris to take a sample from Lilith so they can analyze it and discover the secret of her rapid growth. Chris approaches to collect the sample, but suddenly, the shark Lilith attacks him, and the connection between him and Sophia is cut off. Sophia becomes very worried about her husband and the rest of the divers, so she decides to dive into the ocean herself to check on them. As soon as Sophia dives into the ocean, she finds her husband Chris's severed arm and no trace of the other divers. She realizes that the sharks must have killed them all. Although devastated, Sophia doesn't give up and continues searching for the shark to get a sample. When she finally spots Lilith, she approaches to take the sample, but suddenly the shark becomes aggressive and tries to attack her. Unfortunately, Sophia gets caught in a net, and the shark drags her down into the depths of the ocean. In the last moment, Sophia could cut the net and quickly escapes from the ocean. 3 years later, Paris, two young men fishing in the Seine River. They panic when they realize they've caught a bombshell. They quickly call the police, who seem accustomed to finding shells in the river. The news spreads in the press, and reporters arrive to capture the event. However, the police reassure everyone that there are many such shells in the river from wartime and that they're able to control the situation every time before the shells explode. At the same time, in the aquarium, Sophia giving a lecture to a group of teenagers about the ocean world. She notices that the teenagers are mocking her because they know her entire team died in her last mission. Sophia is deeply hurt by their reaction and leaves. However, a girl named Mika stops her and tells her that she is a huge fan and has been following all her research on sharks for years. Sophia responds that she stopped doing shark research a long time ago and turns to leave. But Mika reveals that she knows the location of the 7th tracker, the tracker Sophia implanted in the shark Lilith. Mika then takes Sophia to her organization's headquarters, where she and her fellow explorers work. Mika founded this organization years ago with the goal of preserving marine life and uncovering its mysteries. Mika surprises Sophia by revealing that she has been monitoring Lilith's movements for the past 3 years and has discovered that she is currently in the Seine River. Mika plans to dive into the river that very day to see her. Sophia is shocked by what she hears, as it's nearly impossible for a female shark to survive in freshwater. Mika explains that climate change and pollution have affected Lilith's behavior, allowing her to adapt to the new conditions and survive in the freshwater, but they must help her return to the ocean soon, or she might die. Mika invites Sophia to dive with her to guide the shark back to her natural habitat, but Sophia refuses, saying it's a huge and dangerous mission. She walks away, leaving Mika behind. At night, Sophia returns home and watches videos of her husband from his last mission, crying as she realizes she was the one who suggested her team join that mission, and they all died because of her. Meanwhile, Mika and her friend Ben are on a boat in the Seine River. Mika instructs her friend to flee if they hear police sirens. Then, Mika dives into the river, searching for the shark Lilith everywhere. Sophia, who is tracking the shark's movements and decides to go to the river to prevent Mika from diving alone. Meanwhile, Mika is searching for the shark and suddenly hears police sirens. She quickly exits the water and tries to flee, but the police catch her for illegal diving. At this moment, Sophia arrives at the river and sees Mika being arrested. Unable to help, Sophia decides to stay by the Seine River all night to track the shark Lilith's movements using the tracking device implanted in her. The next day, Mika is still in police station because she refuses to reveal the real reason she was diving in the river. Officer Adil tells her that it's in her best interest to confess, as they won't release her without knowing why she was in the river. Mika eventually admits she was searching for a shark, but the officer doesn't believe her and thinks she's mocking them. Meanwhile, Sophia is still by the river from the previous night, anxiously monitoring Lilith's movements, knowing the shark is nearby. She receives a call from the river police, who ask her to meet them. When she arrives, they inform her that Mika asked them to contact her to prove the shark's presence in the Seine. The police also found a man in the river and tell Sophia that Mika claimed he was killed by the shark. They ask her to confirm this, and Sophia, shocked, verifies that the man died from a shark attack. Sophia then goes to the police station and briefs one of the investigators on all the information she has about Lilith, explaining that the shark is extremely dangerous and rare due to its rapid growth. She stresses the need for a team of experts to help return the shark to its natural habitat to prevent its death. The investigator, however, says they won't make any decisions until they are sure there is indeed a shark in the river. Sophia agrees to this condition. Sophia, Officer Adil, and a team of divers go to the Seine to confirm the shark's presence. Mika wants to join the mission, but the police refuse her because of her age and lack of experience. Mika, undeterred, continues to monitor the shark's movements from a distance. Sophia, the police team, and the divers who have managed to pinpoint Lilith's location using the tracking device. The divers quickly put on their wetsuits and enter the river to kill Lilith. Mika, knowing that the divers plan to kill Lilith, urgently contacts her friend Ben, asking her to disable the tracking system so the divers can't locate the shark. Ben complies, and as a result, the divers struggle to locate Lilith underwater. Although they sense her movements, they can't pinpoint her exact location because the tracking device is malfunctioning. They surface just in time to avoid being attacked by the shark. Adil is shocked that the tracking device failed suddenly and accuses Sophia of tampering with it. Sophia, upset by the accusation, leaves the place. By coincidence, she sees Mika observing from a distance and quickly realizes that Mika was the one who disabled the tracking system. She confronts Mika. Later that night, Adil discusses the situation with his friend, expressing that they need to seal off all barriers around the river until they find the shark. However, his friend explains that this is impossible because the Triathlon Festival is about to start. This festival is a major swimming competition held in the Seine River, featuring the country's top swimmers. The city mayor won't cancel the festival due to its cost, which exceeds $1 billion. Frustrated, Adil searches for information about Sophia and learns about her recent losses. He feels guilty for his harsh words, knowing that she has already suffered enough by losing her husband and her entire team. The next day, Mika records a video discussing the crimes committed against sharks. She highlights that millions of sharks are killed annually for cosmetic products and luxury food for the wealthy. She emphasizes the importance of all creatures' lives, not just humans, and urges young people to join her organization to help return Lilith to the ocean. Mika also mentions that pollution and overfishing have deprived sharks of their primary food sources, causing them to migrate to new areas, like Lilith. The video quickly gains widespread attention, and many young people decide to join Mika to help return Lilith to her natural habitat. Meanwhile, Adil meets with Sophia, apologizes for his harsh words, and offers to arrange a meeting with the mayor to explain the situation. Sophia meets the mayor and explains the urgent need to address the shark issue, but the mayor dismisses her concerns, stating that thousands of journalists will cover the Triathlon Festival, which has cost the government $7 billion. The mayor insists that the festival won't be canceled and orders the police to kill the shark before the event. The police, following the mayor's orders, request Sophia's assistance due to her experience in shark behavior. Sophia proposes a plan to lure the shark using specific frequencies, temporarily stun it, and then have the Ocean Institute handle its relocation. Before they can implement the plan, Ben arrives and confesses that she disabled the tracking system. She regrets her actions but reveals that Mika has pinpointed Lilith's location and plans to guide her to the ocean tonight using a sonar device. Ben warns that the shark is currently near the sewage tanks and that many young supporters will be in the area, which poses a significant danger due to the cramped and hazardous environment. Sophia thanks Ben for the information and hopes they can rescue her friend. That night, Mika, Ben, and the rest of the team are at the sewage area, preparing for the mission. Mika notices that Ben seems anxious, but Ben insists she's only worried about her. Mika enters the water and activates the sonar device, waiting for Lilith to appear. At the same time, Sophia, Adil, and the police team arrive and order Mika to leave the water immediately. Mika refuses, determined to complete the mission. Sophia, frustrated, tells Mika that she can't guide the shark to the ocean using the sonar and insists she exit the water before Lilith arrives. Mika, still defiant, remains in the water. Suddenly, Lilith appears next to Mika, along with a smaller shark that Sophia realizes is Lilith's offspring. Mika, still believing Lilith is harmless, approaches the sharks, but Lilith becomes aggressive and attacks Mika, swallowing her. Chaos ensues as the young members of Mika's team panic and try to flee. The narrow area leads to many falling into the water, where Lilith and her offspring attack them. Ben falls in the river, and some of the survivors lose limbs in the attack. The police and rescue teams manage to save a few, but many are severely injured. The injured are taken to a hospital in Paris. Sophia, in shock, watches as the victims, many of whom have lost limbs, Overwhelmed, she cries. Adil sits beside her, trying to comfort her. Later, Sophia and Adil are back to the sewage area, where they find the body of Lilith's offspring. The body is taken to the lab for examination. Sophia realizes that the young shark is only 2 months old, which means Lilith's species reproduces through parthenogenesis, allowing for continuous reproduction without males. This presents an ongoing threat to humans, and Sophia concludes that Lilith and her species must be eliminated. The next day, Sophia and her team arrive at the mayor's office to report on the latest developments. The mayor is displeased with their failure and demands that they take immediate action to eliminate the shark before the race starts in 24 hours. In frustration, Sophia insists that the race should be cancelled due to the danger posed to hundreds of young people by the shark. The mayor, enraged, expels her from the office and orders that the responsibility for killing the shark be handed over to the military. Later, Sophia meets with Adil at a cafe and warns him that there will be a great problem if Lilith is not dealt with before the race. Adil asks her to stop discussing the matter, as they're no longer responsible for killing Lilith. Sophia asks why he abandoned the army, and Adil reveals that he was once tasked with rescuing French hostages in Burkina Faso. However, he panicked and abandoned his team, leading to their deaths after they successfully freed the hostages. This revelation deeply affects Sophia, and she comforts him. Adil, regretful of his past actions, decides to rectify his mistake and agrees to help Sophia execute the mission covertly, without the mayor's knowledge. Adil organizes a meeting with his colleagues at the police station and recruits volunteers to assist in eliminating the shark, expressing his distrust in the military's ability to handle the task. They agree to work together and devise a plan, which involves sending 2 explosives experts to plant bombs at the location where Lilith and her offspring will be present. On the day of the festival, Sophia, Adil, and a group of divers heading into the River Seine, making their way towards the location of the sharks to plant the bombs themselves. Meanwhile, the mayor is overseeing the opening of the triathlon event, completely unaware of Adil and Sophia's plan. At the same time, the military is positioned on boats along the river, preparing for any potential attacks from the shark. Sophia and her team as they successfully reach the shark site and are shocked by the number, which exceeds hundreds. Sophia instructs her team to stay put because sharks sense threats from human movement. At the same time, the triathlon begins, and hundreds of swimmers in the River Seine. Sophia and her team could place the bombs in the shark areas and start to retreat to the surface before the explosives detonate. However, a shark suddenly appears and attacks 2 of the team members. Sophia quickly pulls Adil to get them out of the water before the explosions, but they don't make it in time. The bombs explode, and the remaining team waits anxiously on the surface. Sophia successfully rescues Adil and gets him on the boat, but he is injured. Sophia decides to dive back in alone to confirm the death of the shark, but she is stunned to find that the shark, Lilith, is still alive. She surfaces and informs the team. Lilith then attacks the boat, throwing everyone into the river and killing 2 more team members. Fortunately, Sophia and Adil could escape to the boat just in time. Seeing Lilith heading towards the swimmers, Sophia and Adil jump back into the water to stop her, but they're too late. Lilith reaches the swimmers and begins attacking them one by one, causing widespread panic. The military intervenes, shooting Lilith, but they fail to get rid of her. During this time, Sophia and Adil manage to get onto a police boat and try to reach the military for ceasefire. This is crucial because the River Seine is filled with explosives, and if a single bullet hits one, it could cause widespread destruction in the city. Unfortunately, they don't reach them in time. Suddenly, the explosives in the River Seine all detonate, causing massive destruction in Paris. A powerful tsunami results from the explosion, flooding the entire city. Many people fall into the river, including Sophia and Adil. When Sophia reaches the water's surface, she sees Adil unconscious. She quickly pulls him onto a piece of debris floating in the water. As Adil regains consciousness, he asks if they succeeded in their mission. Sophia, with tears in her eyes, tells him that Paris has been completely damaged and that sharks are circling around them from all sides. The movie ends. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button.